great night.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adahi Itano program. Apply at matson.com. New Jeep Gladiators up to $7,000 off now at Cars Plus. Named the best vehicle for adventure in 2024. Get your Jeep Gladiator today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime, a man is rushed to the hospital after being pulled from the waters off Ipao Beach. The lifeguard on duty shares his encounter.
Black Friday is here and shoppers are ready to spend and save as they kick off the holiday shopping rush. One thing you can take into the new year is to stay demure and stay mindful. I'm Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
Hafid and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado. Thanks for ending your week here with us. Topping your news tonight, authorities have yet to release new details after a man was rushed to the hospital on Thanksgiving Day. The local fire department responding to a reported drowning at Ipao Beach in Tumon. Several stepping in to help, including Michael Benito, the lifeguard on duty.
High surf advisories, always take caution to it.
The Thanksgiving holiday shaking up down at Ipao Beach in Tumon Thursday afternoon.
A young female came running up to the tower to alert me that there was she said a drowning. And when I looked down in that direction where it was way towards PIC, almost near that buoy line area.
Michael Benito is a longtime lifeguard with Parks and Recreation. He, along with other beachgoers and lifeguards at the nearby PIC Hotel, rushed to help a man who was unresponsive on the shore.
All I see was individuals already on the shoreline. So the friends had already pulled in this individual, a male individual.
Benito calling 911 before stepping in to perform CPR.
No breathing, no pulse. And we just continued CPR, and a PIC lifeguard brought over an AED.
What is that?
The automated external defibrillator, the shock. And we tried that, and no shock advised, but then medics took over. From there, the medics had it.
The man, described as being middle-aged, was rushed to the Guam Memorial Hospital by Guam Fire Department paramedics. His condition has not yet been made public. Meantime, Benito reminds the public to stay aware of your surroundings whenever going into Guam's waters. Officials warn that a high risk of rip currents are expected into the weekend, noting rip currents can sweep even the best swimmers away from shore into deeper water.
Murder defendant Toshi Salvador was drinking beer and had smoked meth with the alleged victim prior to his gun going off. Salvador charged with murder and arson in connection to the deadly shooting of his stepbrother Mike Fell. He's being held on $50,000 cash. Prosecutors learning Salvador was showing off a gun before it went off. The bullet hit Fell in the chest. His death ruled a homicide. Police say Salvador allegedly set the getaway car on fire after leaving Fell at the hospital, where he later died. Salvador had multiple warrants out for his arrest prior to the shooting. Black Friday shoppers coming out in droves today as customers hunt for the best bang for their buck this holiday season. Mitsuki Hirayama braves the crowds to find out what are some of the top items shoppers are getting.
Black Friday is here and shoppers are ready to spend and save as they kick off the holiday shopping rush.
Long lines stretch inside Don Don Donkey in Samaning for its first Black Friday sale in Guam. Shopper Ray Mendez waits at the end of this line trying his luck.
That PS5, trying to get that PS5.
Donkey's Black Friday raffle already seeing more than 3,000 participants before the lunchtime frenzy. Marketing manager Joshua Aguilar says it's all to give back to shoppers.
We're feeling great to be participating in the Island's Black Friday activities, and it's also a way of giving back because everybody wins.
Mendez certainly doesn't mind the long wait, with hopes to win big and to find the perfect gift for loved ones.
Who are you guys shopping for today?
My mom and my dad, they're at home right now because they can't really go out.
Crowds also hunting for the best deals over at the Micronesia Mall in Delegate. Diosdado Alaman from the Philippines shares his finds for his family.
Okay, Ramisi, I buy perfume, and then I go to Rose, buy a dress.
And shoppers aren't forgetting to support local businesses.
We have like self-defense keychains. For example, we have like our keychain tasers. We also have pen tasers.
Husband and wife LJ and Candy Esihan own Pretty Little Thing by Candy. They say sales have been looking up.
We have a nice traffic in and out. You know, people are looking and then they'll come back and actually get what they wanted to get. Yeah, so it's pretty busy. Yeah.
Despite the busy day, he says he'll be making sure to get his shopping done before the day ends.
What stores are you gonna hit up?
Most likely Macy's, The Vault, maybe Beyond the Box.
And don't worry if you missed out on the steals and deals today. Shoppers will still have Cyber Monday to look forward to. For now, I'm Matsuki Hirayama reporting for KUAM News.
The lights are going up. This weekend, you'll want to make your way down to Skinner's Plaza in Hagåtña for the 2024 Christmas Lighting Ceremony. This annual spectacle is being put on by the Guam Visitors Bureau. The public invited to attend at 6 p.m. Sunday, December 1st. Santa will be there to take pics with the first 100 children will be given a goodie bag. Also, mark your calendars for the 2024 Governor's Christmas Parade at Skinner's Plaza, set for Thursday, December 12th. This year's theme, The Colors of Christmas, promises a vibrant celebration of the season, highlighting the diversity that makes Guam unique. Dictionary.com's word of the year for 2024 has just been revealed. It took the social media world by storm back in August of this year as millions partook in it, using it. Nevaeh Anderson has local reaction.
Dictionary.com has just announced the 2024 Word of the Year, and it's not brat, bed rot, or even brain rot. It's demure. The word demure has been named Dictionary.com's Word of the Year, pulling ahead of other contenders for the title like brat and brain rot. And all credit for its rise in popularity goes to beauty influencer Jules LeBron. In a video she posted on her TikTok account in early August of this year, she gives us a breakdown of what it truly means to be demure.
You see how I do my makeup for work? Very demure, very mindful. I don't come to work with a green cut crease. I don't look like a clown when I go to work. I don't do too much. I'm very mindful while I'm at work. See how I look very presentable? The way I came to the interview is the way I go to the job. A lot of you girls go to the interview looking like Marge Simpson and go to the job looking like Patty and Selma. Not demure.
The viral video now has over 54 million views and 5 million likes. We spoke to a few locals to get their opinions on the word of the year.
Yes, it's all over TikTok.
Can you do the trend?
Very demure, very mindful, very cutesy.
Yeah. What does being demure mean to you?
Like being serious about something, or yeah, just being serious about something.
Oh, demure. Yes, exactly. Demure is the word of the year. And have you guys seen the viral TikTok for the demure trend? Yeah. Yeah. Can you do the trend?
Very demure.
Very considerate. Is that it? Yeah. Okay, sure. And then, what does being demure mean to you?
Like classy, like not doing too much. Yeah.
I guess doing enough but not looking too much, I guess, yeah. Not being too extra.
I think the word of the year is go. Yes.
Close. The word of the year is demure.
Oh.
The demure trend?
Yeah, the very demure, very classy.
So, what does being demure mean to you?
I think it just means like acting proper, how you should act. Like acting in the proper setting.
Have you used the trend before?
Yes, I have. I use it a lot, actually.
One thing you can take into the new year is to stay demure and stay mindful. I'm Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
Up next, the men of KUAM talk about Movember, Men's Health Month. You don't want to miss it. You're watching KUAM.
Half a Day Fresco Fridays on KUAM News. Presented by Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas. Located in Hagåtña, just across from the Gatti Shopping Center.
Hey guys, so how's the facial hair growing this Movember?
Well, obviously, the two bookend members of our team. Okay, as the senior one by several years, Vic and I, my good friend of many years, I think Vic, we've grown the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also the oldest, so I guess that's expected. Kobe, you're the baby, but that's
my sideburns are really coming down.
Okay, but yours did not connect. Mine did not connect until I was 38. But you got a pretty good goatee going there.
Yeah, I cheated a little bit. I started in October because I already knew it's gonna be as minimal as possible. But I mean, this is the most for me. If you really think about it. And so if you guys have been seeing us on air and on our social media platforms with these faces, it's all for actually a pretty good cause. Every November is Movember, Men's Health Month. It's where we've been recognizing and telling stories from throughout our community that's important about men's health, whether it's mental, whether it's physical. And it's been pretty interesting to learn stuff from doctors and professionals around the island.
Well, my topic was men's mental health, and I got to talk to Andre Bainum over at Blue Ocean Behavioral Health Group, and really interesting to talk about like some of the new ways that men are addressing their mental health and coming forward. And I can say, the traditional role of men in society is, to be the strong one, the leader, the breadwinner and everything like that. And men are actually realizing that, there is a role for me and it's changing in society, but I can be even more of a man by addressing these and having open conversations. And then I even asked Andre at the end, I was like, okay, but when it really comes down to it, is mental health really like a male or female issue? Because no, it's a human issue. It's universal. Everybody needs to address their human.
Similarly, Kobe, you had a topic on sports injuries, and I think that kind of falls in line with what he said about how men there's a misconception about how men should be seen and how we should act out there in the community.
Yeah, so my topic was like physical health, physical fitness, and like natural regular routines, and kind of like using that as a way to take care of yourself. Because regular routines, as Dr. Judd Dawson at AHP said, it's very beneficial for you in the long term. Because he was saying like your exercise when you're 20 should look different from when you're 50s or your 60s. And if you start, the earlier you start, the easier it'll be for when you are older. You'll have like less back pains, less joint pains. And so like that kind of like ties into like mental health and like kind of using that as like a routine, natural routine.
Yeah. One thing about mental health is always being on time, but also setting boundaries when you need to. Don't forget to do that. You don't always have to be up to the minute. I mean, just like Vic is.
Notifications are a big thing about your health too.
But on Guam, what's so prevalent is gout, diabetes, and even sadly cancer. And that's something all of us have learned to be aware of and to look out for. And remember that just because you're a man doesn't mean that you have to do it alone.
Yeah, Dr. Christiana Whitman, our friend over at the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center, told me a couple months ago, actually when we were leading into the Olympics, is she was saying that for elite athletes, mental health is so much more of a big thing, because they say you can become so much of a better competitor if you address your emotions and be open and emote basically, and kind of like her idea too was is there any better way to prove your manhood than to say, I'm going to address myself so that I can better take care of my family?
I feel like that's easier said than done for a lot of men, especially in the islands in Micronesia. You can agree, huh, Vic?
Yeah, I mean, my topic was gout. I mean, and I know I was throwing the topic just so I can learn more about it, but something that I've recently found that I have growing up, I always heard uncles and and people who had it, and I was just like, I'm probably never gonna get that. But then just being at my age and finally finding out that I do have gout and things that I need to cut down on.
And you're not old at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's just like I thought I was gonna get it at like 40 or 50, but getting it at 35, I was just like, it was also a eye opener for me as well to start looking at what I'm eating, to kind of cut down on things like that, especially the alcohol. I mean, sometimes we got a party here.
But growing up in Yap and going to school in Chuk, I mean, I'm sure you're always looked up to as being the man, no matter what.
Yes, and I think and that going from gout to mental health, especially in the FSM. It's such a big thing because, like Jason said in the beginning, like we always looked at as these role models or the head of the family. We're supposed to take care of everything. They're supposed to be strong. You can't be seeing them crying, stuff like this. So this is where I also learned as well. Like even though we're 35, 40, we have to take care of our mental health. And sometimes we gotta kind of take a step back and just look at life and kind of realize. What we need to take care of.
Yeah, and now, oh Captain, my Captain, you actually kicked this whole thing off a little bit before November started everything, because you went to the Philippines and got an assessment, and you were very forthright in a wonderful special you did.
Oh man, I couldn't believe it. My metabolic age is 16 years more than my actual age, which was pretty shocking. And so now I'm working to get back to my physical health, and it's a journey that's I'm still trying to unpack for sure.
Yeah, so I learned, well, maybe to end, what did you guys learn? Because I learned, if I had known, I want to say 7 years ago, the year my dad passed away, we also lost my grandpa. If I had known to better, again, address what I was feeling and just openly talk about it.
Not bottle it up.
Yeah, not bottle up, I would have been better. And Kobe, if you don't mind sharing, I know, because as an athlete, playing at your level and everything, still competing the way you do in rugby and in wrestling, you actually dealt with like a popped hammy that you didn't get seen for a while.
Yeah,
right?
so I actually pulled my hamstring like last year.
Oh, you said popped hammy. I was like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, so it like took me out for like weeks, and I couldn't even I couldn't work out because it like hurt to walk, and it just kind of like hurt to move. So I was kind of.
But you toughed it out.
I did. It got me to like a little like a dark space kind of, because I was like, man, I can't do anything. I can't walk, but. It's all about like kind of like listening to your body and like going at a slower pace. You don't have to like jump back into it, and you can kind of just like take your time, take care of yourself, and listen to your body.
Yeah, that's something now that you're coaching.
Yeah.
At FD, right? That's something you can teach the rest of the athletes there,
sure.
no doubt.
Especially because like kids in high school, you're like not worrying about like stretching or like hydrating properly. Like we just go to school, play sports, and then you go home, right? But like it's really important to kind of take care of yourself and to make sure that you are listening to your body, because it'll benefit you in the long run when you listen to your body.
What do you think really holds us back from getting really in tune with our emotions? And like Vic has said it, you can't be the one to cry, but hey, sorry folks, men cry, in case you didn't know.
Yep.
So
we're allowed to.
I'll start with you, Vic. What do you think is really holding you back from always being able to be vulnerable and just express yourself as a human being?
Honestly, for me, it was the way I was taught growing up, that we were taught to never show that side. But seeing it now and living on Guam and living through and having seen all these things where yes, you can show your emotions and you can come out and you can cry. It's okay to complain here and there. But so now that I've seen that, now I can learn to actually. I can cry when I need to. There are times where it gets stressful at work, it gets stressful in life. The bills come here, hit you in the head, and so it's okay to cry. And I think that's what I've learned from this.
You're stressed out, Vic?
No.
Vic's always jumping around like Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. I don't know. You got me, Kobe. What about you?
Yeah,
what holds you back?
I feel like it's just like the big misconception and the stigma that like men cannot be weak in like public settings. So I feel like that's like growing up with that kind of stigma, it's like, man, I can't show that I'm bothered by something or something is like making me sad like in public, because I have to be a strong person like as a man. So I think that's what like kind of holds me back from being emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for you, Jason?
Okay, for me, it's a little bit different, because I've never had a problem with
with crying. I probably cried too much as a kid. Like I cried at movies. I cried when like I got in trouble or stuff like that. But I think now it's, especially at my age, I just turned 50 this year, one of the main reasons why a lot of men don't get, like I'm 50 now, I have to go, like this year's my colonoscopy year, why a lot of men don't do those procedures that they should is because they're so afraid of what the diagnosis may be. But it's so much better to know. Guys are dudes
Fear
out
of not
there.
knowing isn't going to help nobody.
Yeah. Sure.
Man, and I think for me, that same mentality and the culture, for me, I'm the only boy in my family with 2 sisters. I was the middle child. And so I grew up with that tradition of knowing, okay, grow up, get married to a woman, have your family, and just carry on the legacy, right, of your family. And I did that, and I have 3 kids, and I'm happy to have them. I love them so much. But now I identify as a gay man, and I feel like that part of the walls I was able to really just drop and be my true self, helped me to grow, not just in my lifestyle, but as a professional, in what you see in the work that I push out there every day. It's not just because I want to get the news done and I want to make everyone's work go as smooth as possible. It's just who I am,
And you're much happier for it.
Yeah, I think so too. And I teach that to my kids who are all like in their preteens and in teenage years right now, that you should always just be honest with what you're feeling and what you're going to, because your feelings are, no matter what anyone else is saying around you, your feelings are always valid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope everybody got so much out of this series as much as we did putting it together for you, because I know I learned a lot from each of your segments. Vic, yours was absolutely amazing. I was inspired by each of you. Yeah. So great work, guys.
Yeah, Movember, it comes around every November, guys, and so you can check out each of our episodes that we aired throughout the month.
Wait, question, guys. Are you going to keep that? Okay, Nick, that's not just.
I'm ready to shave it. I've been eating all of the hair that's been going over
because
my
yours
lip.
isn't just peach fuzz. Kobe may need like the.
I'm getting rid of mine.
Yeah,
mine's jungle already.
Yeah, Vic may need to like
trim.
Vic may need to go like rent a riding mower or something.
No, but in all seriousness, I mean, this is why it's so important for us to have these conversations and to share with the community that it's okay to be honest with yourself and honest with the people in your circle. If they're uncomfortable with it, that's okay. You just be honest with you. And again, you can check out all of our Movember segments right now on KUAM News YouTube channel, on our social media platforms. And this has been a pleasure doing with you, this guy. Guys, let's do it again.
Go, guys.
1, 2, 3, Movember.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
Movember.
Now for a look at your world at home. Here's a view captured from Tumon Bay.
Daiso Guam, located in the village of Donkey, Japan's largest dollar store, is now on Guam. Visit us today for quality living essentials. Most items are just $1.75. We carry a variety of kitchen essentials, $1.75. Storage containers, $1.75. Tableware, $1.75. Party supplies, $1.75. Tools, stationery, DIY crafts, $1.75. Travel bags, $1.75. Floral supplies, and so much more. Our friendly Daiso associates are ready to serve you. Open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Follow us at Daiso Guam for more information. Shop and save at Daiso.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Calvo Select Care's comprehensive medical provider network offers our members choice and access to quality facilities locally in Asia, Hawaii, and the continental United States. We provide our members several wellness programs and healthy options to improve their overall health status. Calvo Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you. Federal employees and annuitants, enroll today.
Super speed your life with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet. Get symmetrical upload and download speeds up to 5 gigs. Get started with Fiber 500 at $145 a month, Fiber 1 gig at $215 a month, or Fiber 5 gig at $299 a month. Plus, get 2 SuperPod 6Es with any plan, and a free EcoFlow River 3 and bonus welcome kit with 1 gig and 5 gig plans. Experience tomorrow's islands today with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet.
Foodie Call is brought to you by Pepsi. That's what I like.
Good day, guys. Welcome back to another edition of Foodie Call. And tonight we're actually doing something different today, as this is our first sunset shoot here at the beach bar at Gun Beach. So Kobe, what do we have today?
So we got 4 items today. We're gonna try the Fiesta Plate, the Beach Sampler, the Poke Salad, and their Sushi Burger.
First bite.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh.
The flavor is so good, also goes really well with the sauce. Shrimp. Cheers.
The breading on the shrimp.
Crunchy,
Crunchy.
flavorful. The selections here at the Beach Bar's Beach Sampler is
Huge.
insane.
Yeah.
Time for a Pepsi break.
Pepsi break.
All right, poke salad. Cheers. You can never go wrong with tuna poke.
Fresh.
So the sushi burger is sushi rice buns with crab salad, fresh poke, wakame, seaweed salad, avocado, spicy aioli, and unagi sauce. Cheers. Perfectly fried, crispy rice. We have the fresh poke.
So the barbecue fiesta plate actually comes with barbecue chicken thighs, barbecue ribs, red rice, a cucumber salad, and chicken curry.
I got the chicken and red rice, and Kobe's gonna try the rib.
I'm just gonna go for it like this.
Oh, cheers.
Well, that rib is like off the bone.
The marinade on that chicken is crazy good. All right, guys, and that wraps up tonight's night edition of Foodie Call here at Beach Bar at Gum Beach. So, you know, with family coming home for the holidays, this is definitely the perfect place for you guys to take them for some good dinner, some good vibes, and maybe some drinks.
Yep.
Shout out to our friends at Pepsi for sponsoring this segment.
And our homies here at Beach Bar at Gun Beach.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Foodie Call is brought to you by Pepsi. That's what I like.
Okay, everybody, everyone knows how awesome Ukuru High School is, right? Shout out to the Bulldogs, all right? And they are putting on a Christmas choir concert. It's That's Christmas to Me, featuring Dolce Primavera. Make sure to check it out on December 7th at Ukuru's Room A20. This is amazing. Pre-sale tickets are just $5 and at the door, $7. By the way, shout out to the Ukuru bowling team. I did a story with them. They had me over at their practice the other day. They are awesome. You guys, thanks so much for that. I hope you enjoyed your story. All right, start your holiday shopping early with the Christmas Bazaar. It is happening on Saturday over at Freedom Park. That's in Tamuning. Check it out. It's the swap meet and the marketplace. We have music, we have food, we have good vibes, you have good people, and we got really, really good bargains. So you're going to have a blast, and you're going to find some cool stuff, and you're going to save some money. All right. The governor is having a Christmas parade, and this takes place in the heart of Hagåtña, downtown, baby. It's happening on December 12th at Skinner Plaza. This year's theme is the colors of Christmas, so make sure to check it out. If you would like to enter your own creative float or host a booth, make sure to get involved. You must register by December 6th. This is going to be incredible. All right, holiday season is here. So is Arizona State. We're doing really, really good in basketball and football. All right, enjoy the holiday season. Enjoy your weekend. Please be safe. We'll see you at the events.
Now for your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shout-out submitted on KUAM.com and the winner of a yummy ice cream cake.
This week's Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club winner is Lucia G. McDonald, the very lovely Miss Lucia, and we hope you have a wonderful, blessed, extended birthday, and we will reach out to you and your family to let you know when you can pick up your ice cream cake. Have a wonderful extended birthday once again, and we wish you all the blessings in the world.
That's your primetime show. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Nick Delgado. Have a safe weekend.
Welcome to this episode of CNMI Weekly, where we take a look at the CNMI Decision 2024 coverage and the winners of that election. First up, let's take a look at what Election Day looked like here in the NMI. We're here in Cagman, where you can see behind me the music is booming, and there is a very festive mood here as Democrats, Republicans, and Independents come together with a united message, which is to get out and vote. Of course, the CNMI has over 18,000 registered voters, and over the last week of early voting, about 5,000 of them came out. And here's a look at the polls throughout the day here on Saipan as we spoke with voters about what motivated them to come out and vote.
It's not just this election, it's every election is important. People always want change, and the only way to enact change or to make sure that things are the way they are is by going to the polls and vote. So if you're at home right now and you didn't register to vote, you better come out and vote next election. If you're already registered and you're thinking about not voting this year, you need to come out and vote. It is your civic duty, and the entire CNMI population needs to come out and vote. Please come out and vote.
Of course, make every vote count. It's very important to go cast your vote. You want them to hear you, so go out and cast your vote too, right?
Oh, today is a very important day. You have to exercise your right to vote and choose the right candidate for this coming years ahead of us. We need somebody who can, bring our economy back and make our lives a little bit more better here in Marianas.
Well, I think it's important. I'm personally interested in just seeing what Election Day is like here, the differences and similarities with the mainland, just because I'm curious about it. As far as its significance, I think that it's very important for the NMI. It's been a long time since there's been a change in delegate. Obviously, the elected officials here have a lot of control over the day-to-day lives, and I'm just, I'm not weighing in on one side or the other. I'm just intrigued by what it looks like whenever there's an election in America's newest jurisdiction. It's exciting.
It's just like, every other election, we just have to vote. Exercise our right?
What issues matter? What do you care about the CNMI?
The health and education. That's the most important thing. And the CUC, they need to address it.
Well, it matters because you have freedom of speech, your right to vote, and say what you want to say. Maybe improve the economy. We need tourism industry to increase, for that matter, and other things that we might improve.
Well, I guess I just want to say thank you for voting. Your voice is so important, and getting yourself and your family and everyone else in your community out is really important to making sure that our voices are heard, because the decisions that are made affect everyone.
I think what's important is that I'd like to see a lot of the, not just our candidates, but those that are running independent in opposition of this administration, because we really do need a change of direction as soon as possible. And this is the only thing that we can do is this election and vote for the right people to make those changes.
And there are several key races to watch, including the delegate to the U.S. House of Representatives between Ed Probst, a Democrat, Independent Liana Hofschneider, Republican Kimberlyn King-Hines, Independent James Rafin, and Independent John Gonzalez. Each island also has one Senate seat up for grabs on Rota, Tinian, and Saipan. The Saipan Board of Education seat is also up for grabs, with 2 spots available amid a 5-way race, and there's 1 judge up for retention. And now to our story about the results of the CNMI Decision 2024 race. Here's more. Republican Kimberlyn King-Hines dominated the race for NMI delegate, garnering 40% of the vote. Less than 12 hours after her victory, King-Hines shared her plans to improve the economy with the media outside of her home on Saipan.
The first is to restore the tourism industry. Second, to immediately work on the CW situation, which is about to end here in 2029. And 3, work on trying to improve the cost of living by addressing the utilities issue.
Her victory is historic. She's the first female, the first person from Tinian, and the first Republican to take the seat.
I hope that, the young girls and young boys too across the Commonwealth can see me and use me as an example that, no matter how hard your life has been, or, what adversities you face growing up, if you work hard and you have a goal and you work towards that goal, that nothing is impossible.
King-Hines maintained her lead in the 5-way race through the night as each district's votes were counted. Before dawn, Democrat Ed Probst wrote on Facebook, "Congratulations to Kim King-Hines, delegate-elect. I wish you the very best." Independent John Gonzalez said in a statement, "I wish you all the best in your next chapter as you faithfully and diligently work to improve the lives of our people, especially the marginalized." Independent James Rafin said, The voters have spoken. We wish you all the very best. And independent Liana Hofschneider expressed her gratitude for her supporters. Incumbents in the Saipan and Rota Senate races were unseated. Democrat Manny Castro earned nearly 53% of the vote, beating Senate President Edith de Leon Guerrero, an independent. Castro said his win is a reflection of the tireless efforts of so many who believe in the promise of a brighter, stronger Commonwealth. Longtime Rota Senator Paul Manglona suffered a major defeat by Ronnie Calvo, an educator and first-time candidate.
I've learned a lot throughout this journey, and I feel excited and look forward to helping our Commonwealth, with its successful development.
You can watch the full press briefing with King Hines on KUAM News' YouTube channel, and full election results for all races can be found on KUAM.com. Tomas Manglona, KUAM News, Saipan.
This holiday season begins at Kmart, where every aisle is filled with magic. Discover the perfect toy that sparks joy and gifts that bring smiles. Kmart has all the ingredients you need to make your family traditions special without breaking the bank. From trimming the tree to filling your home with holiday cheer, you'll find it all in one place. Discover the magic waiting for you at Kmart, where busy families find everything they need to make memories that last a lifetime. Kmart, for the holidays, for the family, for the magic.
And just after the results were announced for the CNMI delegate race, we spoke with CNMI delegate-elect Kimberlyn King Hines. Here's that conversation. All right, Kim, first of all, congratulations. You want to just give your brief intro as the committee hears from you through the press for the first time?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to thank everybody who came out to vote. Elections are a way in which we as a community determine a direction, and when I started off this journey and I started whittling down the priorities, one of, the things that I shared with the community that I wanted to focus on was the economy. And so I also came out and said that it was going to be a three-prong approach. The first is to restore the tourism industry. Second, to immediately work on the CW situation, which is about to end here in 2029. And three, work on trying to improve the cost of living by addressing the utilities issue. Elections are mandates, and the people have decided to pick me as the team captain for the CNMI at the federal level, and that's the game plan. But aside and separate from that, I would like to be the type of delegate that consistently engages community stakeholders. So I would like to, in short order here, after things get a little bit settled down, just start reaching out to different stakeholders in the community to sit down and have a conversation about where gaps are, where are areas of opportunities, and work out a plan where we're not duplicating resources or manpower, and just strategizing on how to bring a whole of government approach to some of these health and human services issues that is impacting our community.
Kim, I wanted to also just take a moment to acknowledge the history that you made. First woman, also first from Tinian, I believe.
Yeah.
And first Republican.
Yeah.
Do you have any reflections on the history that you made with your win?
To be honest, right now I'm just feeling a little bit overwhelmed. It's been a long campaign journey, and that never crossed my mind throughout this process, and I think it never crossed my mind because I grew up watching my mom become the first, one of the first, her and Auntie Darling Agumaro, serving in the first CNMI legislature. And so, I didn't think that, I didn't feel that this was about me as a woman, but I do believe that one of the reasons why I am here is the fact that so many women came out to support, and wanted to feel that sense of empowerment, and to that end, I hope that, you know, the young girls and young boys too across the Commonwealth can see me and use me as an example that, you know, no matter how hard your life has been, or, you know, what adversities you face growing up, if you work hard and you have a goal and you work towards that goal, that nothing is impossible.
All right, I know we're not even 12 hours out from the certification of the results, but can you tell us what the last few hours have been like? I understand you've been getting a lot of calls, and what the timeline is, because it's going to move fast. You're going to get in January.
Yeah, it is moving fast, actually. So, well, I went and took a short nap, and you know, I couldn't sleep because the phone was ringing off the hook. I woke up to about 250 messages and about 70 missed calls, and so I got up and you know, started returning calls and messages. And you know, I've had several federal officials call, and so I had to return those calls and just begin that dialogue and conversation. You know, so the work is starting now in terms of reaching out to our federal partners and having these conversations about what the priorities are. The governor also reached out and gave his congratulations, and you know, I told him that we're going to have to sit down to discuss what his priorities are and how this position can assist for him to be able to accomplish some of those priorities, and to also assist with the follow-ups for the 902 consultation, and make sure that stays as a hot topic agenda item that needs to be addressed, because I do believe that those are very critical issues that need to be addressed. And you know, election is over. We all work for the people. We have to put politics aside, and I'm reaching across all the aisles to be able to have those conversations.
Can you tell us, so are you able to disclose your schedule? You're already going to be in DC in a matter of weeks, right?
So actually, preliminarily, they've sent out a schedule, and once the House receives the certification from the Election Commission, the work to prepare travel, which is set for the 12th through the 22nd to do orientation work. So that's already on the schedule. This afternoon, I'll be out at the Garapan Fishing Basin to, you know, just do a roadside waving to show the people of the Commonwealth my appreciation. And Friday, I head down the road to do the same. And Saturday, I head down to Tinian to do the same, and to spend a little bit of time with the family before I come back up and get myself situated to get to work.
I don't know if it's too premature, but I know a lot of the questions we're already getting is who's going to be on your staff. So do you mind just indulging the public maybe on what your plans are there?
Well, I'll say this, you know, I believe in continuity. Continuity is very important to ensure that the work that has been done and the institutional knowledge that has been laid is not thrown out. That's very important, I think, to the success of any delegate being able to just hit the ground running. And so I have been in communications with one of Congressman Kilili's key staffers that have expressed their interest in, you know, continuing to stay on and to be a part of the mission to level up the CNMI. So I'm really excited about that.
And I saw on your Facebook earlier today, you went live, I think, and you said it was a relatively peaceful election. Did you want to just explain? So you believe that?
Yeah, well, you know, I think this past several election cycles has been just so nasty, right, in terms of the way that, you know, we campaign. And one of the things that I, you know, really expressed to the team is that that's not what we're going to do. We want to be uplifting. We want to remain focused on what it is that we're trying to accomplish, and I think it's counterproductive and really just hypocritical to go out there and be mudslinging, right? If you're not focusing on the policies that you want to implement and the work that you're offering to the people, then you're not talking about how to be a part of the solution. And This election was really nice in the sense that, you know, there wasn't much of that. Obviously, people are going to have different opinions. I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. But, you know, regardless of whether people voted for me or not, I'm here to serve everyone, and that's exactly what I intend to do.
Taco Bell Cantina chicken burrito?
What do you need that for?
Chicken doesn't have to be flavorless, I guess.
Here we go. It can be tender and slow roasted.
Slow roasted? That sounds lazy to me.
The holidays can be a tough time for the modern chicken eater.
A burrito on what could be Gam Gam's last holiday?
What'd she say?
But don't worry, there's hope for every family. Cantina chicken is winning hearts and mouths across the country. Because a future this delicious can't be ignored for long.
Put it down.
Forgive me, Gam Gam.
A new era of chicken is here to stay.
And here's more of our conversation with the CNMI delegate-elect, Kimberlyn King-Hines.
You only have, 2 years to do, the work, and then another, be election again. So, what is your top priority, starting when you start?
Well, as I've stated, it's the economy, right? And one of the things that I've been, working on even before this election is trying to restore Annex 6. We need to open up all markets. And, folks are saying that, hey, there's nothing that's stopping tourists from China from landing now. But the truth of the matter is that without direct flights that is allowed by restoring Annex 6, folks are not going to come here. They're going to go, from what we've been hearing from travel agents, is that most of the folks who want to come out here to vacation have to, fly 8 hours from wherever their location is to Korea just to be able to get here. So, it's not very competitive, right? They're going to go look at shorter destinations, destinations where there are more amenities, more things to do, and we just can't compete at that level at this moment. And so, the tourism industry has been the bread basket of the CNMI, and I do agree that we also need to diversify the economy, but we can't just throw out the baby with the bathwater and say, oh, we're just going to focus on what's happening now with the military, or let's wait and find or create a new industry. We got to fix, remove the barriers right now that's stopping our tourism industry from fully thriving, and that's the focus. And I'm not waiting until I get sworn in to start working on that. I've been reaching out to folks within the Department of Transportation and, and the folks from Chamber and HandMe. We just got to work together and just, figure out how to get it restored.
Kim, do you expect any kind of pushback from your mission of creating a special legislation, like for example, pushing for Annex 6 or any kind of like a tourism legislation? Do you anticipate any kind of like pushback from federal officials, from the states?
The last communications I saw that was shared with me was communications between the Senate and Department of Transportation saying that CPA's application, which we submitted during my time there as chair, is still under consideration. And that communication was sometime in October, late October. And so, that tells me that that application is still viable, right? But I think what we've been doing as a Commonwealth is, we're sending mixed messages, right? And, there has been some pushback with regards to the from the administration in terms of, fighting or advocating to restore Annex 6. But, I campaigned on that platform. And I intend to deliver, because it is critical, not just for the tourism industry, but for every single person who calls these islands home, because that is where we get our money, and that's the fastest way. And while as we work on that, we need to start talking about how do we actually diversify the economy, given given our current situation and the conditions of our islands. And so I don't know what the pushback would be, but I have not heard from the federal partners in terms of this conversation that we're having locally, that it's a national security concern, right? Chinese tourists are going to California, to places where there are actual bases. There are no bases here. So, but if there is some pushback, then, well, that's the job of the delegate to push back.
In regards to the CW comment that you just mentioned, you want to work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in for extension, or do you...
I want a whole new program. I mean, if the fastest route basically to keep the program intact is extending the program, let's do that. But I think what we need to do is revamp it so that it is CNMI friendly, right? These processing times are taking too long. We need boots on the ground to be able to do the temporary labor certifications, and folks are not waiting. That's just unacceptable. Whatever that policy is going to look like, it has to consider the economic conditions, and that conversation needs to be had with our federal partners who agree, right, that we do need to address this issue.
Would you advocate that all these decisions, CWs, maybe granting visa, should be done here locally? We have an office here that is just being done for interview.
Exactly.
So why can't we utilize that particular office for a localized kind of like decision-making process for this particular workforce?
I do believe that we need to empower our local Department of Labor, who works closely with USDOL, to be able to actually do the processing here, and that has to come with funding, right? And so that is something that I definitely support, and I hope to be able to check off the list.
Anything in closing for the public to know?
Not really. I just want to really say thank you, CNMI, for believing that we as a Commonwealth are capable, and we as a Commonwealth are worthy of the fight. And some of these federal policies just simply do not work out here, and it is impacting our economy. And we're going to work hard. The work has already begun, and I hope to be able to continue to have these conversations with all of you on a regular basis, because the job of the delegate is to be your voice, and I cannot do it. I cannot do it alone. I need everybody's help. I need everybody to level up, to come and have a seat at the table, to have these conversations, and I need the media as well to help in terms of disseminating information and to get the word out in terms of what it is that we're trying to do, and just rally the community to be able to focus on priorities so that we can rank them in order, because obviously we have a very short time, right? And so we all kind of have to agree on what are the priority items and begin to immediately address those.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill. What's for lunch and for dinner? You want something good? Yeah man, serious food. Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill. What's for lunch and for dinner? You want something good? Yeah man, serious food. Happy birthday, D-I-R-F-E-A-Y. Happy birthday, Jamaican grill. Yeah man, serious food.
And as we wrap up this episode of CNMI Weekly, we speak with outgoing NMI delegate who has served 8 terms in Congress, NMI delegate Gregorio Kilili Camacho Sablan.
Coming into the election, Tomas, even the day before the election, I left Saipan. I thought Ed was going to win, and in any event, if Ed was not going to win, it was going to be very close. But I guess not. And I'm also, disappointed there, but our people have spoken.
The NMI's first delegate to U.S. Congress endorsed fellow Democrat Ed Probst early on in the race, hoping the local House lawmaker would replace him after a historic 8 terms. Sablan told KUAM News that he called Delegate-elect